The justification for the incarceration orders was that Japanese Americans were committing acts of espionage. The truth of the matter is that the military, through the help of the Federal Communications Commission, realized pretty quickly that none of that was true.
This Sunday, February 19th, is the anniversary of President Franklin Roosevelt signing Executive Order 9066, an anniversary that is less celebration and more reflective remembrance, which is why it's called a Day of Remembrance. After the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, public sentiment toward Japanese Americans, well, blew up. 10 weeks later, that Executive Order 9066 was signed, and it gave the U.S. Army the authority to forcibly remove 120,000 Japanese American civilians from their homes along the West Coast and put them in internment camps all across the country. More than 13,000 of them ended up in the Minidoka Incarceration Center in Idaho. Last year, John Osaki, the man we just heard from, he came out with a documentary called Alternative Facts, The Lies of Executive Order 9066. Osaki's parents were sent to an internment camp in Northern California, and that documentary was all about hiding the truth that Japanese Americans were not a threat to national security, yet the incarcerating continued. The documentary also looks at the parallels between current attitudes toward immigrant communities and similar attempts to abuse governmental power.
Real people suffer severe consequences when they get pulled into this political agenda for really power.
So the idea of never forgetting our past so we don't flub up our future is front and center. And this Sunday is one way to remember where we've been. There's a Day of Remembrance event hosted by the Idaho State Museum, including community partners like the Idaho State Historical Society and the Minidoka National Historical Site. This Sunday's program is called The Power of Words because, well, they say words and silence is what led to these violations of civil liberties. There's going to be a short film to watch, speakers to hear, and discussions to have. The Day of Remembrance is from 2:30 to 3:45 Sunday at the Idaho State Museum. It's free, but space is limited, so make sure you register beforehand. You can do that at history.idaho.gov.